Huh.
Pop out the chat.
So you have the stream open when you cast, right, Slumsh?
I just have the chat open in case there's like technical issues. Usually, like if there
Wait,
was something
could I?
really wrong.
How do I just have the chat open and like close the stream?
Oh, in
I've just
Twitch,
never done that.
there's an option, or maybe it's a better Twitch TV setting
Ooh, okay.
to pop out the chat. Oh, okay, so just let us know when you're live, and then we can let them know to start playing soon.
Oh, the stream is live, but 10-minute delay to
Pop
catch
out.
up still.
Oh, okay. I'm posting to Facebook. Okay, great.
Oh, okay.
Sweet.
Okay,
Okay.
sweet. That worked.
All right. So Salty's, so Salty
Just have the
Saturday.
chat.
We've got a few matches tonight from the semifinals. It's all yellow. Parallax and Hearthstone Academy, and I'm here with Markshire.
What's up, guys?
And also Captain Murdoch, who has happily at the last minute hosted the stream.
Yo.
And there are no points in this series yet. They both banned Warrior, and they're ready to go.
Yeah, looks like everyone saved their matches until the weekend, so it's a clean slate for both teams.
Yeah, so both have banned Warrior. Gemini has Priest, Rogue, Shaman. Scritch has Priest, Shaman, and Warlock. So the differing would be Warlock versus Rogue.
Yeah, so I just going by that, I would say that maybe Gemini has a slight edge, seeing as Rogue is usually favored over Warlock. At least Miracle Rogue is favored over Reno Lock. But we've been seeing Water Rogue become a lot more popular, and that's sort of more of an even matchup with Reno Lock.
Yeah, it really has. I'd be curious if we do see the Water Rogue. It wouldn't be too surprising. At first, I thought it was a meme, and part of me still kind of does. Maybe I just need to play it and open up my mind. But both of them seem pretty happy with their Shaman at this point.
Yep, I mean, even after the nerf, Shaman is still good. Looks like Gemini has a pretty standard mid-range list. We can see the Jinyu. Scrix does not have his spectate on. Oh,
Yeah, I just
okay.
messaged him.
There we go. Okay, and Scrix is going with has a Flame Wreath Faceless in his hand and also an Argent Horse Rider. So we can assume that this is probably an aggro build.
And the Devolve, which is interesting. That's pretty good against Rogue, but I don't know that a more aggressive Shaman would need it necessarily. But I mean, I guess after your Pirate packages got nerfed, you gotta fill in with something. I just don't.
Yeah,
Don't know
it's
if Devolve is
interesting.
gonna be it.
I really think that Devolve is only good as like anti-rogue tech. I think it's generally underwhelming in other matches, but he is going against rogue, so that can definitely work out for him. Especially with Finja, I mean, it just destroys that, just turns it into a random 4-drop.
Kept the Flame Wreath Faceless too, which is pretty bold considering Hex.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a while.
Yeah, definitely a questionable decision keeping the Flame Wreathed. But Gemini doesn't have Hex yet.
It's really weird to plan out these turns with Overload too. So turn 2 is forfeited essentially, and then you've got 3, but you can't play Feral Spirits, and then so coining out Totem Golem even was kind of strange because the coin could have bailed out from Overload.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Gemini is just going to deal with it pretty easily with two swings of the Jade Claws.
Takes 9 damage, but with Jinyu, it's not a real big deal.
Now, Scrix isn't going to go for Ferals. He's just going to go for the Surf Inley here. He'll probably take Fire Blast, I would assume. Just ping off the 1/1 here. And this does mean that he's not overloaded, so he can go ahead and play the Flame Wreath Faceless next turn.
I wonder if Dagger Up might have been better. You would imagine that Doomhammer is probably being played, so it might not be so good. But if there was no Doomhammer, or maybe one Doomhammer.
Yeah, that's true. We're also seeing Camera of Twilight more in some aggro shaman builds. It's pretty interesting. I played
Oh,
around
wow.
with some myself.
Yeah. So Gemini seems a little conflicted about playing the Jinyu since it's going to shut
Yeah,
down everything.
I know. Just a really awkward hand full of 5 drops. I probably would have gone ahead and played it there. It contests the Finley well. You know, the aggro shaman doesn't have any good ways to deal with the 3/6, but she's gonna take it slow here, just totem and play the Thalnos.
Yeah, and it's going to be fine because if anything threatening comes out like this, even if you didn't heal with the Jinyu, now there's hero power thing from below you can do.
Yeah, I think that seems fine.
Ooh. Okay, that Maelstrom could be handy to finish off the Flame Wreath, assuming the spell power could.
Yep, yeah. A lot of times aggro shaman can't really afford to spend resources killing off totems, so
No,
I think there's a pretty good
and not
chance it
being
sticks
overloaded.
around.
Not being overloaded at 3/2, although that Lava Burst is
Oh, yeah, that's a really nice pickup. That
perfect.
keeps all the health of the Flame Wreath intact, and if Gemini doesn't pick up a Hex here, she will remain not having an answer.
Well,
But Jade Lightning.
Jade Lightning Maelstrom Portal. Yeah.
Wow, yeah, that's a really nice clear.
Yeah, it's perfect. If it wasn't for that, it was going to be just kind of getting up the other thing from below and praying, which would have gone down to Jade Lightning. So.
Yep, exactly. But Gemini takes the board back, and
Oh, that
Scritch is
tentacle.
in.
That tentacle's hilarious because Gemini has the healing totem. So
Oh yeah.
if she chooses when this thing dies and uses it that way, it can be a good thing. Or the negative can be completely gone. Argent Squire. So this is the small time
Small-time
option.
replacement, I guess.
Yeah.
So Gemini here, she can just go Jinyu and play the other taunt if she wants to.
And I think you're trading the tentacle and the.
Oh yeah, I think you definitely are. Just kill off one of the feral spirits and pop the shield, and it's not like it hurts the rest of your board because of the
That
healing
was a
totem.
slight misplay. Killed the 1 health feral spirit instead of the 2 health. I don't know that it will make a huge difference though. If this feral spirit ends up having to go through the taunt anyway, which doesn't seem like it.
Oh yeah, that's true. Here I guess Scritch could just shade lightning and trade the Argent Squire in to get through the thing from below.
Yeah.
This way.
This sets up better for Flame Tongue. In fact, you could just use Flame Tongue right now to clear it.
Yeah, I think that's not too bad.
This Fire Blast is 1 off. Yeah, it's kind of weird. The Flame Tongue, it won't set up so well for these feral spirits because you can just trade with the one that's not there.
That's not getting buffed, yeah. Lightning Bolt's a great draw. So yeah, Gemini can just go Lightning Bolt Aya here. I think she probably wants to Lightning Bolt the Flame Tongue and then kill off one of the ferals. That you really don't want to leave Flame Tongue on the board.
Yeah, or just decide not to go for Aya and just go for more options, I guess. Aya,
That's
I mean,
interesting.
the Jades were pretty big, so Aya was pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, just 3/3 Jades. It's definitely much more tempo than the Drake would be, and I don't think you really care about getting more cards in this matchup. You have so much value in your hand already.
Just gonna leave the Flame Tongue naked because I figure it's gonna be pretty easy to deal with. Just straight up on the board.
I mean, you have seen both feral spirits from your opponent, so there's no other taunts the aggro shaman's gonna have, so that makes sense. So now Gemini can play the Aya maybe, and take the trade into the Flame Tongue and into the Azure Drake.
Keep going with Drakes and options. Drake and Manatide, I guess. Just clearing everything but the Squire.
I guess she's just trying to draw towards her second Jinyu. She realizes she has the board. The only way she's going to lose this game is just by getting burned out. So she's trying to just get that extra heal because she doesn't actually need the extra board presence from the Aya. I would assume is her reasoning at least.
That might be the smart way to go. But yeah, the Jades were pretty big for the Aya. It was going to set up a clock, but
Yeah,
not
I
something
mean,
that's necessary, I guess.
yeah, I think pressuring, even though it's an aggro deck and you want to try to survive, it's also really important to put a clock on your opponent so you decrease the number of turns they have to draw into their burn. But Gemini's still in a really commanding position.
If the Mana Tide was played, I would think Scritch might have the option at one point just to Hail Mary, devolve, hope for Doomsayer or something. But
Oh yeah.
that can't happen right now. So probably just Drake and see what's up. Jade Lightning defensively seems like it's going to lead to a loss.
Yeah, I wonder if he just has to start going face. Okay, Screech chooses to Lightning Bolt to clear the Drake, but if he had gone face there, he could have put his opponent to 10. He has 4 burst in hand, then maybe he could top deck the second Jade Lightning, because that's really the only line that I see him winning.
Yeah. Yeah, decides to just go for killing off minions though, which Gemini has to be thrilled about.
Right.
Because I think she's been conscious all this time of burn that would be going to the face.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's definitely the forefront of her mind. This storm is nice. It's not going to get a full clear because of the Divine Shield of the Argent Squire, but it's still not that big of a deal. You've just seen your opponent use 2 burn pieces on your minions, so you feel pretty safe at 18 here.
Yeah, so pretty big board, no board clear. I guess Devolve, that 3 feet could turn into a Doomsayer.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not using Devolve now, I'm not sure when you're going to use it.
Yeah.
I guess you can wait for your opponent to have an even bigger board, but then you're just never really winning the game.
Right. Yeah, I mean, or maybe it's the point where you'd rather not reveal the fact that you're playing Devolve.
That's true actually. I guess Scritch realizes that he's not going to win this game, so maybe Gemini in another game will fail to account for it. It makes sense.
Now the board's too full. Is Aya even set up?
Yeah. So now if Gemini does play this Aya, she won't be able to heal with Jinyu if she draws it.
Yeah.
But still, wait. Let's see, 15. Oh, it doesn't quite set up for lethal, but it's close.
It'd have to be some Doomhammer or Rockbiter stuff.
Yeah.
Which that is an option you could do with Aggro Shaman now after the nerf. It was being done before Mean Streets of Gadgetzan. Oh, reveals it.
Devolve and
wow, that's pretty solid minions. You got Wind Fury,
Doomguard, Dirty Rat as your 2-mana one. Yeah, Strict is just going to concede, so Gemini takes the first game.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Got information that it's the aggro variant, which that'll change a ton of decision making. When playing Rogue, you just won't play around. Well, she saw the Devolve, but
yeah, but you don't have to play around. No,
I don't
play
around it as hard as you do Hex.
Right.
Edmund getting devolved is kind of sad, but it's a lot better than a frog at the end of the day.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so maybe just go with the Rogue now because the Rogue has really, really good matchups, but Priest seems about 50-50.
In this particular matchup, you're saying?
Yeah, ends up running into bad matchup just overall. Sorry, I'm just typing to Oh, by the way, that's our other match
Oh.
tonight. Arcturus, formerly Eridan versus JB. Same side of the bracket here. So just
Yes.
starting out with Cleric, I guess, to potentially find draws off of something like even that Doomsayer would get played. You'd have something to do.
Yeah, I think it's fine. The Technician pickup is really nice. Gemini will opt to go for the Talon Priest instead, which I guess makes sense. The Northshire Cleric probably isn't dying anytime soon then. But I find that getting value out of Northshire isn't as important in this particular matchup. You really just want to be as aggressive as possible.
Right. Drawing a lot of cards can make a difference though, because if the aggression plan fails, you can just not so much outvalue, but kind of pressure with just the amount of card draw that you can keep up.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, Dragon Priest has a lot more value with, Bran, Draconid, Operative. We see Scrix play the Twilight Drake, which is really one of the key cards in this matchup. It has 4 attacks, so of course the Priest can't deal with it. Gemini has Shadow Word Death and Shadow Word Pain in her hand, but neither of them deal with the Drake.
The Holy Nova potential is crazy for next turn, though. This would be a really good Faceless Shambler target. I don't know that
Oh,
you
yeah.
ever wait for a better one, even with second-rate Bruiser being discounted.
Yeah, I really like the Shambler here. There's really nothing you want more than just a 4/7 taunt on the board against Dragon Priest.
I
You
guess
know
you
you're
get to
getting
tap 2, and it'll probably be a 4/7 next turn. This seems
that's
kind of over the top.
I don't think I don't
With Reno in hand, especially, like
Doomsayer at all.
you could easily tap there and go down to 20. Like setting up for Sylvanas on an empty board doesn't really matter much.
No,
Sylvanas is best on a non-empty board.
Yeah, Sylvanas is really good in this matchup in particular because Dragon Priest is so slow. It'll most likely have an overwhelming board presence, but has no real burst damage outside of Holy Nova and Blackwing Corruptor. So I really am not sure why Scrix is doing this.
Is
And
Gemini
then
gonna let it
Gemini,
happen though? Because she can squeeze in card draw between between Hero Power, and just deal with it with Shadow Word Pain, or just you could even just draw and let it happen too, and squeeze in 1 damage.
yeah, she can draw 3 cards if she wants to.
Yeah, and just basically use the Holy Nova as a 2 damage. Yeah, so you would heal the Blackwing.
Yeah, definitely heal the Blackwing. I think okay, now you can probably play the Whelp with
Now that
that
you have
Azure
more
Drake
dragons.
draw. Yeah. But she's gonna hold on to it.
Okay, so that didn't pay off, and Imp King Boss rather than Refreshment Vendor.
Yeah, that's sort of questionable, especially since you've just seen the Shadow Word Pain. I would think the vendor is slightly better, and also on curve.
I guess this would be the Bookworm turn, but Bookworm is
That's true.
probably only being run once in most lists, if at all, and there's no Nether Spy Historian lead, so
Right.
gonna heal this probably.
All right, Gemini draws first. That's nice.
I find it weird that Gemini's running a Defender of Argus in this priest list, having banned the Warrior. It's mainly attack against Warrior, isn't it?
It is. It's also just really useful for trading, just because Priest doesn't have any ways to deal 1 damage well.
It kind of makes the Nether Spite Historian relevant.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the Nether Spite is usually just doesn't do anything as a 1/3 body. So I think it's fine as a 1/of, even banning the Warrior. But Strix is going to play the Emperor here, and this is just so strong. You're discarding Sylvanas and Shadow Flame. I think one of the key cards in this matchup, if not the most key card, is Shadow Flame for the Reno lock.
I think something's getting healed this turn.
Yeah, I mean, buffing this Northshire has really paid off for Gemini. It's stuck on the board since turn 1. She's going to get a heal from it now. I guess she can just probably heal the Twilight Guardian first, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely heal it first. You're not getting any 2-mana dragons that you're gonna play.
Scaled Nightmare or Azure Drake. It's pretty close.
Ooh.
I like Azure Drake. Just
Yeah.
keep cycling, I guess.
Yeah, I think Azure Drake is good. It's just more consistent overall than the Scale Nightmare.
Okay. So Abyssal Enforcer clears. That just seems the most
Oh yeah,
straightforward thing in the whole
yeah.
world.
Tap Abyssal.
I think that there was a lot of consideration for healing the cleric over the guardian, just to have something at 5 health rather than 4 health.
Yeah,
Just to
I can
make
definitely
math
see
a
that.
little bit more awkward.
Yeah. Now Gemini is sort of behind on the board.
Yeah, no death had to get used.
Oh, picks up
there you go.
the death from Azure Drake. That's nice.
Yeah, and has Drake on the board with Holy Nova now, which is pretty neat. Oh, with both deaths used, that's so good.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, and hey, I mean, I guess
Oh,
saving the Faceless Shambler did pay off for
you could have
Strix.
squeezed in tap, right? If you had tapped,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Mountain Giant would be 1 mana less. So yeah.
Yep, he definitely could have. And with
12
Reno in hand, I don't think there's any downside to tapping there.
No, definitely not. Yeah.
So
that could come back to bite at some point, but the hand is just so strong at this point. And this
so
board
Gemini
is so
takes
strong.
Deathwing Dragon Lord, but it's not really gonna pull that many good dragons though. Just the Azure Drake and then 2/2/1s with the whelps. If she plays it next turn.
Nefarian was there, and what else was an option?
I was only looking at Deathwing and Nefarian. I think the third one wasn't that good.
Yeah, I'd be a big fan of taking the Nefarian in that point, because at some point, Warlocks do tend to get pretty comfortable to play Draxus if they're running it. If they're running it.
Yeah, and if you get Sacrificial Pact off Nefarian, never know what can happen.
Have to go with everything here.
Yeah, I think
You've
you just
already
play
played
the
an
Whelp.
MC Tech. I guess maybe that dragon could matter, but if Deathwing Dragon Lord pulls it, that's just...
So Sylvanas Shadow Flame, Strix only gets a 4/1, but it's still fine because he has 2 8/8s on the board.
Tap.
No tap.
No tap. I guess, is it ever worth to just play around like Mind Blast, Holy Smite shenanigans?
Maybe it is. I mean, it's not like not like you really need the extra card. I guess he's in such a strong position here.
All right.
So can Gemini? I mean, Gemini has to taunt to even survive the next turn.
Yeah, and just try to set up Brand for, I guess, hoping that Azure Drake can do something.
Yeah.
Let's see. So Cabal Courier.
Cabal Courier can get some nice stuff here. Shadow Bolt will do it. Yep.
That'll do it. A lot of other things. Anything that dealt 1 damage would have done it with Hellfire.
Yeah, exactly.
Assuming that it was 3 mana or less. Okay. Yeah, so
all right.
Makes sense. Warlock was pretty favored.
Yep, I think so.
If it was Rogue, it could have been a different story, but decided to whip out the Priest.
Yeah, Scrix evens the series there. So let's see. He still has his Shaman and his Priest left, right?
Yeah. Shaman and Priest left, so yeah, nothing seemed too different about Gemini's Priest. We really didn't get to see much. Like, we didn't get to see any Dragonfire Potion.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I wonder how that Priest might do against Shaman. They're not heavy weapons much anymore. No was seen.
I would say that matchup's about even now. Maybe even slightly Priest favored.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see something like if Dragonfire Potion was being run, though, which would be a liability in the mirror. Maybe not.
Right.
Oh,
Gemini draws the patches. So this looks like a Miracle Rogue from Gemini, not a Water Rogue.
I think. Oh wow, yeah, Gemini passed. I think it's actually. It can be very tempting just to play the patches like that, but the patches, it can mean so much for questing. For.
Oh yeah, Cold Blood too.
Edwin, Cold Blood.
Yeah, I really like saving the packages there. I think it can get a lot of value down the line. Gemini's just going to clear this Whelp off, and
Yeah, that's
but
smart.
Scrix has a really strong hand in terms of early game.
It's
He
really,
can just
really strong.
he has the activator from the Wormrest agent, so I think you just play that down now. I don't really think you need to coin the Powered Shield out just yet.
No, just have it for Cabal Talon Priest, because maybe this gets dealt with. Maybe you top deck some sort of dragon, and you can just like coin Whelp, Cabal,
Hmm.
Talon Priest, or something.
I wonder if Gemini wants to clear this 2/4 off with Patches and Cold Blood, because she has strong plays on turn 4 and turn 5.
Something to think about. Feels
I think
bad
it's
though,
definitely worth considering.
because wow, not even the fan.
Wait, that's just not. She should have at least redaggered. I mean,
yes, at least redagger. Yeah.
yeah,
The fan. I
I
guess the
don't
fan
really
of
like
knives
passing.
was. I guess the fan of knives not being used was about cleric, but
Yeah, and I mean, she just gets punished so hard by the Talon Priest by not clearing it with Patches and Cold Blood. Even though it does feel bad, it's sort of inefficient. You're using 2 cards to clear their 1. I think it was correct.
right.
And then yeah,
Oh,
into
wow.
Coin Operative.
That Edwin.
I think you take the Abyss here though, right?
No. Oh my God, the Edwin's amazing.
Is it?
You got
Oh, I guess
several
it
1-mana
can
things
be
in
a
hand. You can
6/6,
make
right? That's true.
But I mean, Eviscerate's good too. Oh, that sap is very well timed. That's assuming that you.
I guess Gemini can fan Sap.
No,
And that gets the 5/6 and the
you
2/7
probably
off the
have to
board.
Drake. You probably Drake and just kind of sit tight. You'll be taking a beating.
Okay.
I don't know. It's definitely not ideal. Not doing anything that one turn actually turned out making.
Oh yeah, that was
big difference.
Yeah, that was definitely a mistake on that turn. So Gemini is going to go for the fan here. Picks up a Conceal. That's going to be nice with Gadgetson down the line. So if she's... Oh, is she going to Patches Cold Blood and... Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
okay,
just
so
clear the
this makes
board.
sense.
Yeah, if the fan was used earlier, the Wormrest would be to clear there just with the dagger. But yeah, okay, that makes sense. And now that's actually really good, because if the Tomb Pillager dies, which it seems likely that it might get traded into, then you have your Gadgets and Coin Conceal, which is perfect.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, you
But
know the Tomb Pillager is going to die, but it's fine.
but she didn't know that the Conceal was coming. But it ended up, could have been anything. Could have been like prep.
That's true. So Power Word Shield on the 3/5 into the Abyss. Okay.
Yep, the
That's
asserting
nice.
dominance Eviscerate didn't have to be comboed, but it was. Yeah, this Gadgetzan just changes everything, and yeah, we're pretty far away from Deathwing.
Yep, yeah, I think you just definitely go Gadgets and Coin Conceal here. You run the risk of getting punished by Dragonfire Potion, but I think it's worth it.
Oh yeah, that'd be fine because they're killing their own board process.
Right.
Not that it's a great board, but I mean they're losing the advantage of Dragonfire Potion where their fellow dragons would be.
Yeah, I mean Dragon
taken
Priest
advantage of.
does run a decent amount of minions that aren't dragons. The Talon Priest and Netherspite on the board, also Blackwing Corruptor, so it's not always just a clear on the enemy's minions. Oh, and it is going to be picked up by Scritch. Wow.
It's sad to lose your board, but I think you have to play it.
Oh yeah, you absolutely can. I mean, just leaving the Gadgetson up is just so backbreaking.
Well.
But okay, Scritch is just going to push damage here.
Which might, I mean, this might work out, because
this is, yeah.
The things that need to get sapped to start drawing more cards aren't ideal targets. Like if you sap Blackwing Corruptor, it's going to come back down and deal a third of your health.
Yeah, I mean, Rogue still struggles to deal with wide boards.
So start with Backstab on the Whelp.
Yeah, yeah, Backstab on the Whelp makes sense. just play your 0 mana spell first.
It might end up being the case that the Sapped Corruptor will just kill your Gadgetzan instead. If Nether Spell
Yeah.
sticks around. You gotta start with something though. You gotta go fast. You might draw
Oh
preps
yeah,
and
these
counter
gadgets and
coins.
turns can take a really long time. Okay, so now you can fan.
Yeah, fan seems pretty good since you'll draw the extra cards. This is where you get the preps, the coins, and then you
Yep.
get other options, assuming that coins are being run.
Gemini really wants to pick up like an Abyss here to deal with the Corruptor.
Yeah. So sapping the
Um,
Corruptor, you can also sap Talon Priest.
I
You
guess
really gotta
double
speed up,
sap
though.
here. Yeah, I'm afraid she's just gonna get roped.
Yeah.
Oh, rope's burning down.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
See, there's the
no.
prep. Oh, it could have been so different.
Yeah, these gadgets and turns. Whenever
Oh,
my
did
gadgets
she
and
pull
sticks
the
a turn.
Did she pull the
Wait.
sap off? Oh, that's
Oh,
sad.
sap into nothing.
And
But yeah,
that's
when
gonna be lethal.
oh yeah, that is just lethal. The Corruptor.
Yeah.
But I was saying, whenever I have a gadgets and turn with like my gadgets and sticks for a turn, I just immediately start playing my spells at the start of the turn because you know it's going to take a very long time. You're going to draw a lot of cards. You don't want to be in a situation like that where the rope is burning and you still have like 5 or 6 actions to queue up.
It's usually pretty straightforward to choose which spells to play first. It just all depends on what's left in your deck, basically.
Yeah.
And what sequence of things. Like if you have all your backstabs left in your deck, maybe you try to coin and prep things before your fan, or like coin at the very least. I don't know that was a questing build though.
I'm not sure. Yeah, we
didn't
saw
see
the
anything.
Shaku, but yeah. So Scrix is up 2-1 now. He only has to get a win with the Shaman.
Yeah, it's a big deal. I think Gemini would probably feel better about the priest against the shaman than the rogue versus the shaman, but
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I probably would have gone
leads
with the
with the
priest here.
yeah, it goes with the rogue.
Oh, especially because you know that it's aggro.
Yeah.
Yeah, really not sure about that.
Ooh, tossing prep by prep. Prep's so good.
Yeah, she does keep the backstab though.
Yeah.
This is a really good hand if you're not going up against aggro, but it might just be a little bit too slow for going up against aggro shaman.
Well, at least the tunnel trog will get dealt with, and then yeah, after that point, you'll probably be forced to coin out the Tomb Pillager.
Yeah, I would think that's how it goes. Really opening the Scrix here, tunnel trog into totem golem. Most likely he just hero powers next turn and then can go with a flame wreathed.
The 7/7, which there's no sap for. Gemini was running double sap though, which is good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Flame Wreath is a really risky card to play against Rogue. I usually,
Yes.
unless I'm like really far ahead and can afford the tempo loss, or if I'm really far behind, I kind of avoid playing it because Sap just kills you.
Yeah, it seems like there might be, if there's no other play. Okay, yep, coins out the Tomb Pillager,
Yeah,
which,
I like that.
if it gets Jade Lightning, that's pretty alright, really. Like, there's a 1/1 that you get to kill.
Yeah, so Scritch is going to avoid playing the Flame Wreath
Yeah.
here, which I think is fine. We know Gemini doesn't have Sap, but
yeah,
it makes sense that he's respecting
if you
it.
have an alternate play, it's
Oh,
a good way to go.
And he would have gotten punished too.
Yes. So
Gemini can just coin out Azure Drake here.
yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, coining out Eviscerate to combo is just awkward, so.
Yeah. It can test the board well.
You can't rely on you keeping these things for Azure Drake. Or
Oh,
for Gadgetzan.
And Strix goes with the Flame Wreath now, but now Gemini has a really nice swing turn. She can go
Ooh, wow.
Swashbuckler, Sap Abyss. Yeah.
Yep. Sap Abyss, and now.
And she didn't draw patches this time.
Gonna save Eviscerate? I guess
that's
for Gadgetzan?
That's interesting. This makes you really weak to Maelstrom Portal, though.
I guess if they're spending their turn using Maelstrom Portal, that's fine. Because
Yeah.
that's pretty bad turn at 4 mana.
Yes. Now, on the flip side, this does give you 2 mana, in which you can dagger up and clear the totem off. So it lets you clear the board completely. But it does make your Azure Drake a lot weaker.
Yeah.
So Switch,
Save the-
yeah, all it
save
can
the
do is
prep,
Totem
though.
Jade Claws.
Save the prep and the eviscerate, so if there were more things to take out with Gadget Sand, then that's fine. Oh, that's tempting.
Yeah.
But unnecessary. You just want to protect Gadget Sand, right?
I think you do. You just prep the conceal, probably.
Yeah, you can even
Yeah, yeah.
You can even prep first, and if you get another prep, then that's fine. You can decide. You don't have to trade first or anything.
Oh, coin picked up is really nice. So now you can.
Oh yeah, so now you can prep
fan.
easily.
Yep.
Oh, is she gonna go with some cold blood action to
I don't
face then coin out the conceal?
I don't hate that. You know that your opponent doesn't have Maelstrom Portal because they would have used it next turn.
The fan.
So yeah,
fan just seems so right. Because
I mean,
draws off.
I think the fan is better too, but I mean, I can't really hate this line either. It's really important as Rogue to pressure the aggro shaman. You can't just sit back and like try to control their board. You have to become the aggressor at some point.
Yeah, so that's 9 damage with 8 more in the hand. So
Maelstrom Portal is picked up though.
If another eviscerate gets found, that's gonna be it. But yeah, Maelstrom's definitely happening.
Yep, and he's just gonna flame wreath again, which again isn't that bad, but is gonna get punished by the second sap that Gemini has.
Yeah, in fact, yeah. So you start with the sap happens every time.
Yeah, so. Yeah. May as well start with it.
Just fan into cold blood.
I sort of
or
like
just dagger.
Maybe.
What's the point of doing the cold blood when you'll always have that?
Whoa, that mic. Yeah, I sort of like dagger Shaku a little more than.
All over the place.
Okay. And Abyss Face too. So yeah, I don't know. This way you have less of a board now, so you open up the possibility of the aggro shaman taking back the board.
Yeah, so in fact, that eviscerate to the face was it could have just happened next turn. You could have squeezed in 2 damage over 2 turns with the dagger, and you would have had the ability to do deckhand, cold blood, eviscerate.
Right.
Which is, that's 14 damage, and
would have been
lost 2. So I think she was gonna be 1 damage off, no matter what.
Yeah, well, let's see. So she can only do 11 from hand this turn.
That's yeah. So just squeeze in the dagger, I guess. And
okay. I mean, Drake fan is nice here for sure. Yeah, you can even go questing prep fan. Yeah. This is really nice.
And then if either one of these minions sticks, then you're golden.
Yeah, and I mean you don't.
Feral spirits.
You don't die from 13 either, do you? Wonder what's been played. It's very unlikely. I guess exactly Lava Burst, Lightning Bolt. But you've already seen. Wait, is that the first or second Lava Burst that's been played?
I think it's the first.
I'm not sure. Yeah, anyways, this is lethal.
Yeah. Yep, so Rogue does it not easily, but was able to take it out. And now it just has to be the priest versus the shaman to decide it all.
Yeah.
No match is decided yet between these teams, so this night it could leave it interesting at 1-1. It could go one team's way completely. We'll see.
Yeah, a lot on the line here in this one game.
Alrighty.
So we haven't seen any Doomhammers or Hammer of Twilights from Scritch's list, so I really wonder what he's running. Maybe he's still running them and we just haven't seen them, or maybe he's not running any higher top end weapons at all.
Yeah, yeah. The horse rider's something that you can run that wasn't really being run, so that would be something that fills in those gaps. There might just be no weapon at all.
Yeah. The Defender of Argus will come in handy if Gemini ever picks that up. That's the only like weird tech choice we saw. I mean, not really a weird tech choice, but maybe it's not completely standard. We didn't see any oozes or potion of madnesses,
No.
which can also help in the matchup. Nice. So Gemini can keep the cleric and the Talon priest here. Chooses to keep the power word shield too. That's interesting.
Yeah. I guess the idea is cleric, queen, shield. Sometimes.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem
Which,
like it can really go wrong. So.
I mean, you don't exactly have a turn 2 play, but I guess if your opponent plays anything, you can always just kid in and heal. So
I don't
I'm
think you
assuming
do it
she'd
here,
do that
though,
now.
because you can
You don't
just
think so?
because the way this cleric gets dealt with is lightning bolt, and if lightning bolt gets used, that's just bad. Considering there
Right.
was no tunnel trug.
Well, I'm assuming if she kept the powered shield, that's what she would want to
Oh
do.
yeah,
Is do that on
that was
turn
always
1.
going to be the plan.
Yeah. Totem Golem is going to play right into Shadowward Pain, so this is looking really good for Gemini.
Yeah, this seems. I guess the way that this will happen is that if there's no shower death for the flame wreath, that possibly has the chance. But in the meantime, Gemini's gonna get so
Wait,
far
did
ahead on
Scritch
push.
just? Wow, Scritch just didn't totem to deny
Didn't
his
even
opponent a
totem.
draw. Huh.
Didn't even totem because I mean the 1/1's 1 and 4. The other totems, healing totem's a liability. The
Oh
other
yeah,
totems, so I guess it's a 50-50 for bad outcome.
yeah. I
Wow,
mean that
this is
sort of
just like
makes sense.
this is Zoo Priest right here. This is crazy.
110 Northshire.
Yeah,
And
that's
Gemini doesn't have Shadowward Death,
something.
but
Yeah, I think it's
yeah.
fine though.
No,
Between
I
this
really
and the
like going
corruptor.
wide here. Yeah,
Between this and the corruptor next turn.
your opponent only has 3 mana to respond to this too, right? Like how's he gonna deal with a 110? He can't.
You can't trade it all, really. You could tunnel trog double lightning bolt if you wanted.
You can go Trog double lightning bolt and then kill the 3/4. I think I
Yeah.
like that.
I mean, it makes sense if you're gonna commit lightning bolts to kill minions. It makes sense to trade too.
Yeah, otherwise your Trog is just gonna get eaten up. I think if you're taking this line, you're trading. But Scritch is just gonna go face.
Well, I think Gemini might actually do the trade. The 110 cleric with the corruptor and the talon priest can do it. So maybe
yeah.
Scritch figured that if there was going to be.
So going face works out for him.
I guess you would have just been trying to protect the tunnel trog, but little did Scritch know that the corruptor was going to take out the 7/7.
Yeah. So Scritch can, if he wants to clear, he can go Maelstrom Portal and Jade Claws. And then he'd have to trade his Trog in.
What's the? I bet Devolve could be pretty good here. So a 4-mana
random 4-drop
minion, and then make the cleric more easily dead to the portal. All right, what's this, dude?
I mean, so that's a 4/4. It has 1 less attack than the devolved thing.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. See, the 5/4 for a 5-drop is already a little bit understated, so devolved isn't gonna do much.
Wow, Scritch is gonna need life tap pretty bad, I think.
Yep. Yeah,
like,
Gemini can
very
just go
badly.
Twilight Guardian and Worm Rest here.
Wow. We're gonna need life taps so badly to get back in this.
I is something. It's probably the best card he could have drawn there.
Yes. Yep. So yeah, that's good. And
Yeah, so you just
your
play the
opponent's probably
Aya.
not going to deal with it.
No, probably not. You know your opponent doesn't have the death. Aya's pretty awkward. Well, actually, Gemini does have good trades into it, but still, it's a lot of stats. There's the life tap. Okay, Lava Burst
Yeah,
pickup. This
that's
is
what
looking
was
better.
needed.
Yeah, so
Huh.
he can.
I can't believe the Aya. There didn't seem like there was much downside to the Aya. The Jades are not
Yeah.
big, but Blackwing Corruptor got played. Aya's usually not dealt with. Ooh, that's convenient.
Yeah, this is nice.
Operative?
So, you definitely take the operative.
Yeah, I think
Alex Straza is cool, but probably not going to be relevant.
there was a lot of consideration for just getting any dragon to keep Bookworm playable, but if you can play operative, that's pretty good. Thalnos was maybe something to think about,
Yeah, possibly.
but you can't go wrong with Totem Golem either.
Nope. So Scritch can play Azure Drake, and then he could Lava Burst down the operative, but he's just going to Flame Tongue.
Yep, and a dragon, so yep. Can just Bookworm the Flame Tongue now.
Yep, Bookworm, Totem Golem, take the trade. You have a huge board. Your opponent has no board.
Oh yeah, there's no need to heal.
Yeah, I mean, Strix does have life tap, but there's really no way he actually puts together the pieces to find burn damage.
Right. So just Aya at this point. No,
Yeah, Strix has to Aya now.
If you tap, what's the danger? Are you gonna Lava Burst? 5-2? Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I guess Aya is getting dealt with pretty easily.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's not a full clear, but
If the 5-2 stayed.
right. I mean, Gemini can kill off most of the Aya and just leave the 2/2 on the board.
You can even just play Pit Fighter here.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's fine.
Just play Pit Fighter. Maelstrom Portal got played, so you're less about the other one. Yeah, just play Pit Fighter. Pit Fighter's a good card in Arena.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. I mean, with the trading, she wasn't really setting up lethal anyway.
So let's see. Jades are at 4/4 for Scritch. I mean, I guess he has to tap.
Yeah.
No tapping last.
Or not at all. You can't be afraid of burst.
Yeah. I wonder what Scritch is thinking here.
Now we're considering.
Yeah.
To the point where you realize, well,
oh,
took
the
shame.
Never punished though.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So.
Whoa. Oh, okay. Wait, what the Horse Rider kill?
Horse Rider killed the
something that was also 3 power.
Yeah, that makes sense. So the 4/4 is kind of the 4/4 isn't even that tricky to deal with. I mean, Gemini, she doesn't want a Dragonfire potion here. I think just probably kill the 4/4, play Pit Fighter.
Yeah,
heal your Technician.
There can't be that many good Dragon activators yet.
Yeah, you may as well just pain the 2/1, right?
Yeah. There's several options. You can also just ignore the 4/4 and just go face. That's pretty effective too.
Yeah, this is fine too. I mean,
Because if
what?
the operative gets
Hmm.
dealt with, you're dead. Only the Blackwing Technician can be dealt with, and that's going to get removed because
Right.
I could see holding on to the pain, but this is going to set up lethal potentially.
Yeah. Well, Scritch can definitely trade just to prevent it, but well, yeah. I mean, he's kind of forced to tap every turn at this point too, just to stay in the game. So
Yep.
yeah, this is
Has to
just
have
gonna
no
be
fear and just
okay.
find
So
feral spirits mainly.
Scritch can still avoid lethal by uh trading into the operative here,
Yeah,
but
could have even traded into
Hmm.
the Blackwing Technician to avoid it too. Which,
Yeah.
I mean, that wouldn't have really meant much because Nether Spike could have just killed the
Oh, and Gem is one damage off,
lethal. I think you.
but you still Nova here.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, you have Dragonfire already, so AoE is kind of meaningless at this point. And then
I
at that
mean,
point, they
you're
can't
putting
tap.
your opponent at one. Yeah, like they have no hero power.
They get 2 cards. One from the draw, one from the Thalnos, and between those cards, they need to be able to clear everything or taunt up.
Right, and Strict can't even use his weapon to kill anything. And yeah, even though Jade Lightning, he can get a 6 or a 5/5 and a 6/6 Jade, but
yeah, but the Nether
the
Spike
one
Historian
yeah.
will kill.
Nether Site Historian MVP, I guess. There's nothing Strict can do now.
Yeah.
This one really came down to the wire, though.
It's very, very close.
Like if Scritch had one more health point, then he actually might have been able to win with his board.
Yeah, so Gemini takes it, Parallax is up, and we have one more match.
Yep, yeah, that's a really big win for Parallax, who Parallax won the regular season match, right?
Oh, yes. Also, there's been a match played throughout this. Sage and Dire Spare played, and Sage beat Dire Spare, so it's now completely tied,
Wow.
6-6. So this next match is more exciting. Yeah, it seems like people are playing their matches over the weekend in real time here. So,
Okay, awesome. So this next matchup is Arcturus, or formerly known as Aridin, against JB, and this one is going to decide who will be ahead at the end of the night.
Yep, Arcturus is currently in BattleNet, not in Hearthstone. Might have to wait a little bit. I'm gonna keep calling him Eridan, but Arcturus over here is very particular about the 11 o'clock time.
Okay.
And yeah, JB he's cooling his computer down. Nice.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah,
you don't want to disconnect.
I know Arcturus plays on a Mac, and I run into that problem too. If you play for like more than an hour or two, you can get the rainbow glitch and just disconnect. It's really bad.
This sounds very unfortunate.
Yeah, so definitely don't want it to happen during THL.
If they do end up playing soon, Arcturus has Priest, Shaman, Warlock, Warrior, and JB has a really interesting lineup. In Druid, Mage, Rogue, and Warrior. No Shaman. Druid, which only 3 Druids were brought this whole week.
Yeah, that is really interesting. I don't know. I think Druid is sort of weak to bring to THL. It's pretty easily targetable.
Yeah, you need to have a really good read on what you're bringing. Most notably, Mage.
Right. It's
Arcturus
really
has
good.
None of.
Yeah, it's if you know your opponent is gonna bring Reno Mage, then it's really good. But looking at the lineups, it's really only going to be good against the Reno lock, and Arcturus might not even bring Reno lock. He could also just opt to bring Zoo, which is very strong against Druid.
Yep, good against Druid. Probably somewhat reasonable against Rogue, although with patches now, I think that helps Rogue out a lot against Zoo, and it was already pretty decent. And if it's a Reno Mage, it's pretty bad for Zoo, although Reno Lock is not
Mm-hmm.
a whole lot better. And then Zoo, you
Yeah.
can tech it to beat up on Pirate Warrior, but in a vacuum, it like playing Flame Imp is just it hurts.
Yeah, I've been playing Zoo on ladder, and I know Pirate Warrior is still not that great. Like you said, you can tech it, but it's really rough. Just like Nazos first made in particular, but basically just patches just makes it so much harder to actually get control of the early game.
Right, you fall behind from the get-go, and yeah, it's bad. All right, Arcturus is online now, so yeah,
Browsing the collection.
JB's Rogue is really well positioned going into this.
Yeah,
If you
I
ban
really
Warrior.
like that. I would assume with that lineup, JB is banning Warrior. Although, if you're banning Warrior, it means your Reno Mage isn't going to be as powerful. Reno Mage is generally brought as a counter to Pirate Warrior and Aggro Shaman, but these days you can't be that confident that a Shaman is going to be an Aggro Shaman.
No, you definitely can't. Although with Rogue being in the mix, you can think so, but with Mage there, you wouldn't want to be playing Aggro Shaman. Although Aggro Shaman is quite good against Warrior, so I guess it all depends on what you're gonna ban. But I just
Yeah,
don't.
definitely
You
a
wouldn't
lot of
ban
different
Mage.
ban choices. Oh no, I don't think you'd ever ban Mage, especially with Priest.
Okay. Yeah, so they're in the challenge screen now. I could definitely see
Awesome.
Warrior being banned from JB because it hurts your Druid and Rogue so badly. I don't think Arcturus would be out of his mind. Man, banning the Rogue would be such a strange thing to do when you're bringing Warrior. But maybe, I don't know,
Yeah.
these players know the histories and the banning tendencies of one another, I would guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think these are two pretty successful players, at least this season. I don't exactly have the win rates with me, but I think they both only had maybe 3 losses over the regular season, which is pretty good. A piece. I could be wrong.
Let's see here. Yeah, Eridan only had 3 losses in the regular season. JB also had 3 losses in the regular season.
Oh, I was right. Yeah.
So not the highest of the PPR players. I think they'd be up there though. I
They'd
mean,
be honorable mentions.
you can't complain about having like what would end up being roughly a 60-something% win rate.
Nope, not at
That's
all.
really about all you can ask for. If an entire team does that, then I think they should just always win. You would think.
Yeah.
Because they'd always win 3. They would win 3 out of the 5 matches most of the time if they had a 3 and 5 win rate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Parallax in particular has been a team that's won most of their matches just by winning 3 out of the 5. I don't think they've had very many blowouts. They've just been a pretty consistent team.
Always win.
Took a bit of a downfall in these past couple weeks.
Yeah.
I know they lost to Initium Novum right before the playoffs, but they sneaked out a close victory against them when it mattered.
Yeah. And boy, did it ever matter.
So
yeah,
do we have the
let's
bands
look
in
over
yet?
it. Let's look over it. No, not yet. Over
Okay.
at Pinkland. Pinkland,
Ah,
it's like the Pink Lemonade semifinals here. So Harry Generals and Aeon are currently 6-5. with Aeon up. So all the lower seeded matches to get played. Jedi keeps bringing Paladin, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean Jedi loves his paladin.
I don't blame him. I don't
But
blame him.
he won with it last week, so
Trooper.
I think he's committed to it now.
So they say they're good to start. I'm just asking them.
Okay.
Just did. Just asking what they were. Yeah, so I would expect. I think JB's gonna ban Warrior. And oh yeah, okay. So Arcturus' Warriors banned, and Arcturus did ban the Rogue.
Wow. Okay. That's a really interesting decision. I feel like Warrior might have been better for him, but I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't want to play against Water Rogue. It's sort of a new deck. He doesn't have experience playing against it. Maybe.
Yeah, Water Rogue. Although, yeah, Finja does get killed by Dragonfire Potion, which
It's true. Yeah. I think that's
I doubt
probably a
that.
pretty.
I doubt that it would be getting played though, just because of that. It's mainly for Gadgetzan. But yeah, if it were Water Rogue, I don't know. Like, is Water Rogue really? Is that really the best rogue? Because isn't being good against Priest and Reno Lock all about abusing Gadgetzan?
Yeah, it is.
Water
No,
Rogue doesn't play it.
I think Water Rogue is probably unfavored against Dragon Priest, if I remember correctly, and it's about even against Reno Lock.
Yeah. So I think as cool as Water Rogue is, I think just Miracle. That's the one case where Miracle would be better.
Yeah, I mean Miracle's still a good
two
deck.
Cases. Is Captain Murdoch there? I think he may be AFK.
I'm here. I'm just waiting on an invite for spectate.
Oh. Okay.
I message them both.
Oh, okay. You told them they could go.
Oh yeah.
Because they.
They're
okay. They're going
now.
now. Okay.
Aridin has to invite, please. Invite us.
Okay, there we go. They seemed hesitant.
Okay, so looks like JB is going with Mage. We see double fireballs, so we know it's not Reno Mage already. And
oh wow,
is that Madame Goya?
Oh,
what? Arcturus is Shaman. I have no idea what this list is.
Wait,
that's crazy.
Oh, he mulliganed. Wait, is the idea to are these the only minions in the deck, and is Arcturus extremely unlucky to have ruined his combo? Like,
maybe.
I think the point is to swap and get Ysera out. Like, grab Ysera with Barn. Wait, what?
That's crazy. I can't imagine why he would think this was the best Shaman deck. So meanwhile, looks like JB has a Freeze Mage.
Freeze Mage, yeah, definitely.
Which is pretty cool.
Mage. Which Arcturus might be. Oh.
So it's not the only minion in the deck. I don't even understand. Like, I haven't even seen. I just don't know what this deck is.
I have no idea either. It's like Crusher Shaman or something.
Yeah. Looks like JB's considering the Doomsayer here, but I don't think there's any reason to. Yeah, just Ice Block.
No, really not. Wow. Yeah. So just goes with the Barnes. Man, the Earth Elemental really would have been something, but Arcturus also has no idea what deck that is yet, and it would be risky against Polymorph. You would assume Reno Mage at this point.
Right. Now, we do see the healing wave in
Yeah.
Archuous's hand, so that's really going to come in handy later. So maybe this deck will end up matching up well against the Freeze Mage if it does have healing.
Yeah, it's possible, although I would imagine that the Freeze Mage of choice is one oh hey, he's back. Is one that's using Evolved Kobold.
Yeah, exactly. JB, like, this deck probably can't pressure very well. JB will just have enough time to set up for maybe an OTK with Emperor and Evolved Kobold.
You say it can't pressure well, but I think this Earth Elemental is going to get played.
Yeah, exactly. Early Farsight paid off, and yeah, I don't see any reason to not play
It did.
the 7/8 right now.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd wait. Unless this Madame Goy is really that worth holding on to or being able to play next turn.
Yeah. Now, if this small time Buccaneer sticks, then maybe Arcturus can choose to Madame Goya it. Oh no. I'm
believe
getting
how
the
bad
rainbow
Earth
glitch.
Elemental is. You overload 3 for playing this guy. It's like you lose a stat off Ironbark Protector.
Yeah. there's a reason it doesn't really see play.
Plays around Vaporize, very good. Although I think it was already tested. Yeah, it was. Alright, so JB's got all the cards in the world and is starting to get down low. Emperor doesn't seem like it can be really bad here. You've got 2 Frostbolts getting discounted, plus Thalnos.
Yeah. Yeah, I sort of like the Emperor there too.
Ice Barrier and what? You'd like to limit some of this damage, but just that much, huh? Devolve once again.
Wow. So Devolve can actually be pretty useful against Freeze Mage. It's really good against Doomsayer. So if JB wants to go for like a Blizzard Doomsayer next turn, Devolve will throw a wrench in those plans.
Actually unfortunate. You'd prefer to have that at a moment where you chose to play it to get the effect, but
yeah,
I guess it's more pressure than Barnes was.
So I guess JB is just gonna Doomsayer here.
Yeah, I would think so.
Went with the Blizzard. It seemed like that would make sense, but
oh well, this sets up for Flame Strike. So
okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Wow.
You charge.
Wow. So
is this Coin Ysera?
The Madame Goya seems weird. There's like all kinds of big targets, but a wide variety of them, even Thing from Below. So Madame Goya has a very big range here, which I don't know if that's how you want to build around Madame Goya.
I don't know how you want to build around Madame Goya.
I think
to be honest.
You want the highest odds to get the Yseras and the Ysarges as possible. And the Earth Elementals. I mean, maybe the density is good enough. Wow. Ancestral Spirit.
So the Ysera is going to stick on the board. Flame Strike won't kill it. It can stick on the board even more if he chooses to Ancestral Spirit it. And I mean, I guess he can be saving that for your charge, but yeah, he's just going to go ahead and play it now. None of Ysera's spells are particularly good. They don't give healing against Freeze Mage, but you can get Nightmare and Ysera Awakens, which can provide additional bursts, which is always good. Yeah.
Could potentially set up lethal. You figure you're going to get popped next turn at this rate. You don't have another ice block. Very concerning.
I wonder.
There's no ice lances. What is this Emperor set up? With 12 cards left, you have 2 Frostbolts, 2 Fireballs, a Forgotten Torch, and Thalnos.
Okay, well, let's see. So you can go. Can you fit in Thalnos, Fireball, Frostbolt? You can. So that would be.
It's 18 damage. So an Ice Lance would be lethal. So it doesn't even set up for lethal.
Okay.
A 2 out of 12 top decked Ice Lance would be lethal. If you're Arcturus, you see this and you wonder if they set up for lethal.
Yeah, I think you have to healing
Assume that
wave
they do.
here.
Because you can pop, or let's see, with lightning bolt.
8. So you can pop him with lightning bolt, and then you can just evolve
Yeah.
and leave the emperor up. Oh, but then
damage
then
might.
yeah.
Okay,
Wait,
so
you can go devolve lightning storm maybe, and there's a
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah.
Second ancestral spirit. Okay, so this way you don't pop him though. I don't know. I
think
kind of like popping him there.
Popping had to happen in some shape or form. Okay, and if you're not gonna pop, then yeah, healing.
Yeah,
Which-
you have to healing wave.
Yeah, it seems like JB's gonna get the better
50-50
end of it now
barely matters.
because now the block is intact and you can just Alex draws this. So JB profited a lot off of that.
Yeah.
The healing got used. He scared him into it, and he wasn't popped.
Yep. And now Alex is just gonna come down.
Probably loot hoarder too. Yeah.
Yep. May as well.
You don't roll for that 1 damage because this loot hoarder could mean the difference of finding your second ice block, your first and second ice lance, and if they have another healing wave, then the Alex drives the base negated anyway. Oh yeah, there's a roaring torch in the deck now too.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, no heal, no more heal for Arcturus, so this is going to be way more than enough for lethal.
Yeah, definitely had to pop that turn.
Yep, I agree.
That was the only way. So Freeze Mage is a really interesting one to bring against Priest and Reno Luck. I guess it is a little more. It is a little bit better against those than Reno Mage, that's for sure. Definitely
Yeah.
Priest.
I think it's fine. I'm not too familiar with matchup, but I think it should be favored against the Dragon Priest. And seeing as mid-range Shaman is more popular, I think that's still a favored matchup for Freeze Mage. And Reno Lock definitely is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, JB picks up the win with the Mage. I can't see this control Shaman doing well against a Jade Druid or even a Reno Lock if that's what JB has. Oh,
no,
okay, but he
JB has
Zeo.
Warrior.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I wrote that in wrong.
Oh, okay. Here's Zoo with Demon Fire. I mean, deep and PO. Okay. I never know what to think about zoos that run PO and discard packages.
Yeah, I mean, you're already running the double Soulfire. Because of that, it gets to be a little too much.
Oh, JB has you can only. Okay, so there's Naturalize and there's Curator.
Mill Rogue. I mean, or Mill Druid.
So Mill Druid is typically the what am I trying to say? The Aviana Thune variant, but the fact that there's a Curator there makes me think Malagos.
Yeah, that's possible.
Because what's Curator doing? It's finding a dragon.
Yeah. Now the PO pays off really well here. Allows Archers to get the kill on the Doomsayer.
Yeah, came in a pretty heavy price losing that Doomguard, but I guess you've got Soulfire, so you'll continue to.
Yeah, I mean, losing the Doomguard always hurts, but you do get 2 draws from the Darkshire Librarian, and it looks like at least one of these is going to stick, so you can probably get a draw off the Soulfire too. I think, yeah, JB's just going to Doomsayer again. If he coins Wrath, I wonder if he just does it on the 3-2, because it's a lot less likely that the Doomsayer will be dealt with.
Yeah, because it's the higher attack that's going to threaten your Doomsayer. Try the Peddler for Mortal Coil.
Damn it. I got the Spectator bug.
Uh-oh. Well, it looks like there's not going to be a way to deal with the Doomsayer here unless you're running patches. Yeah, Druid is always. Oh, just gonna Soulfire the Dome. Oh
That's
no! Just to get the card draw.
Wow.
Wow,
That's really
that could have
interesting.
discarded Silverware Golem into the Doomsayer. I don't know about this. All right, I'm gonna get out of here because that noise really does wear on you.
Yeah, my screen actually just froze after that too. Okay, so the Doomsayer does go off. JB can just play the Youthful Brewmaster. Yeah, it's fine. Just get a 3-2 on the board here.
All right, I'm hopping back in.
All right. Archerist now. He can go.
Whoa,
I think you
is that
start
a
with Peddler.
Is that a Brewmaster? Oh yeah,
It
that's
is,
pretty
yeah.
normal.
I guess you can just take the Voidwalker here, and then maybe you probably just tap into Possessed Villager.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, okay. You can also do this. Use Demon Fire to just kill off the 3-2. I wonder if it would have been better to
buff?
Demon Fire the Voidwalker instead.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really.
I sort of like that more. Yeah.
Because it would have taken like a Feral Rage hero power to get through
Right.
at that point. Yeah, it looks like despite the really awkward Soulfire turns, this is really starting to go places now because it's going to take something like back-to-back swipe over 2 turns, which is there, but
Yeah.
also, what is this the best Direwolf placement? I feel like there's room for improvement.
Wait.
The
there's
Death Rattles are
Direwolf?
out on the edges, but Knife Juggler's in a weird spot.
Oh yeah, no. This definitely. Yeah, I think you want Juggler on the far left, and then yeah, I don't like displacement at all.
Right, so swipe number 1 goes
swipe.
down and
Makes
sets
sense.
up for swipe 2.
Yep. Oh, but Defender is going to throw a
Ruins
wrench
it.
in that plan. Yeah. Tap Defender.
Probably
Defender
Flame
on 2
Imp,
1
too.
health things, and then Flame Imp. Yeah. And I mean, unless this deck is running Starfall, this is a very difficult board for the Druid to deal with.
Yeah. You would need Drake into Innervate.
Right. Drake
Got
or
the Innervate, but
Falma,
not the
swipe.
Drake. Is Curator offer any hope here?
Hmm.
If you Curator, then you're dead to 3 damage.
It might be his chance of winning. I mean, swipe doesn't seem good here.
Both Doomguards got
They got
the
discarded.
Coldlight Oracle too. Okay, so the Curator got the Azure Drake, so if you live here, then that's fine. That Crystal Weaver is not enough.
Yeah, Crystal Weaver's gonna set up a pretty good board though. So he can just go Voidwalker, Crystal Weaver now. Trade the Flame Imp and the Shadow Beast in. Yeah, I feel like that's the play. I'm not sure about Juggler here. I feel like getting a bigger board with the Crystal Weaver Voidwalker is better.
Just get the best Crystal Weaver while you can. Which, the Shadow Beasts are not demons.
Yeah, you only get 1 buff. You could have gotten another buff with the Voidwalker, but I mean, this is still pretty good. No, you should trade the Flame Imp there. He missed 1 damage.
Kept the Flame Imp though at 3 health, which is actually going to matter a lot with this Drake swipe, and he's going to win the game because of it.
All right then.
Wow.
Yeah,
so I guess
that's actually true. Yeah.
Yeah, he probably played around that.
1 mana off.
Oh, you can naturalize it though. I mean, you have to, obviously. Forgot about that. Yeah, so JB took a small risk with the Curator, but with the Soulfires and Doomguards down, I guess he wasn't ever going to be. And he knew that he'd get Drake. Although, there must be Malagos in here.
There has to be some sort of finisher, right?
Or no, maybe not. I guess Curator
so.
just guarantees your Cold Lights and Drake draws.
Yeah, so Archerist is just going to go as wide as possible here.
Yep.
Both swipes have been used.
Oh, I failed So dumb now. There's Dark Arakoa. This is definitely Cthulhu.
Oh yeah, and with Youthful Brewmaster, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. So Dark Arakoa Feral Rage is a really nice defensive play here, but he does leave the 4/5 Councilman on the board, and that can quickly get out of control. I wouldn't be surprised if it can just trade into the
It's
Arakoa this
not
turn, but
quite
it's
getting there.
one off.
So just clearing.
I guess
mean,
you can just full clear.
Do you need to clear? Both swipes got used. I guess to protect the Councilman.
I think it's worth it to protect the Councilman, probably. So, do these decks run one or two Dark Arakoas? Like, does JB have any more taunts left in his deck?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Oh, there's the Coon. So Aviana Coon is in hand, but JB can't play it now.
Yeah, can you even just do it for armor? If you have to.
He might just have to naturalize this Councilman.
Oh, yeah. I think so. It's funny that...
Yeah.
Yeah, Arcturus is actually getting fatigued here. In fact, those
Oh
cold
my
lights
god,
are
he
going
has
to be
2
a
cards
kill
left. Wow.
soon.
I didn't
if
even
those
realize
other
that.
minions can connect to face, which they won't because of Vargas. So you just completely flood and don't tap. you know they run.
This is
cold
crazy.
lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, just maximum damage.
Yep, go face here.
Alright. Now it's up to JB. So how much damage do... Oh, so he's going to refresh the mana crystals, then go with the cold light oracles? To find what, maybe? Brewmaster got used, so... Oh, there's Brand!
He's very likely to
Oh, this is lethal.
Cthulhu, yeah.
It's just done.
Oh, it's just lethal, okay.
With Brand.
Was probably lethal with the Cthulhu draw too, but yeah. Wow.
I know Brunson's not watching, but he would appreciate this. Wow.
Wait, so was Cthulhu the last card, or I guess it
yeah.
had to be.
Wow. So things are not going well for Arcturus here. He's losing to some really off the beaten path decks, having brought one himself too, and that's just Warrior, which I would think it'd be Pirate because
you would think it would be
weird. Against
yeah,
Priest,
but with these
Warlock.
decks that JB has been bringing, I really don't know what to expect. But Pirate makes the most strategic sense.
Control Warrior just can't make sense. Like, you banned Warrior. That'd be your one matchup.
Okay, so it is a pretty standard Pirate Warrior from JB.
Yeah.
And Arcturus is going to try his luck with the Madame Goya Shaman again.
Yeah, I read in the chat that apparently this is someone's anti-pirate thing. This is a Savit's deck or something, people say.
The Shaman deck?
Apparently.
Wow.
Apparently it's supposed to be pirates. It does have Lightning Bolt, which is specifically anti-aggro.
Okay, I guess we'll see how well that works out. This is a pretty strong curve from JB here.
Yeah, you can coin into the Cultist and then the Raider. I think that would be the way to do things.
Yeah, I like coining the Cultist here. So he's gonna throw away one of his 1/1s in exchange for 1 more damage to the face, which I guess is okay.
Probably could have just ignored it entirely, and I mean, leaving the 1/1 up, it probably doesn't risk your Cultist dying. I guess it would.
Yeah, I think you can.
Which might have been used.
So Farsight comes down, and then yeah, Bloodsail, Deckhand. This is gonna force out an Elemental Destruction.
Yeah, which is really, really rough. Not that there's not even Lava Shock in hand yet, but wow, it really does force it out. Oh, but
wow,
that thing from low got farsighted, so you could Lightning Bolt plus thing from below. That's something.
Okay. Then that's true.
Oh no, sorry, you can't Earth Elemental next turn because you'll be overloaded. Elemental
Yeah, this is a
destruction
really
seems like a
difficult
death
turn.
sentence, though.
It really does. So okay, totem thing from below,
Oh, is he
and
not going to
then
play the lightning bolt to be able to?
earth
He can
elemental.
think from below next turn.
Yeah, I think you do play the bolt there because you have
You
thing
can
from
think from
below.
below, which is about it's really the same as White Eyes for the most part.
Hmm. So, oh, okay, that's interesting. We see the Mortal Strike get used over just a Corcoran.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that
But
makes sense. I
yeah,
don't think your health is ever dipping down that way. Oh, well, Halazeel could make a difference, but it would have to be next turn with Lightning Bolt, I guess.
oh, and having to Elemental Destruction now feels so bad.
Right? You're completely helpless the next. Well, no, you could
All
Lightning
you can
Bolt.
do is Lightning Bolt. Yeah,
That's not going to be enough.
yeah. JB's just gonna have a pretty easy two-turn lethal. He can just Corcoran face here,
Yep.
and then yeah, there's nothing Archers can do. He can Lightning Bolt the Corcoran, but then Leroy, Fiery War Axe
Leroy,
upgrade,
Borax, yeah. So this is going to be a
anything.
sweep
Yeah,
for JB.
damn. Wow.
I don't know. This Shaman deck seems interesting, and it was really close to beating the Freeze Mage, but I think Arcturus understandably just got kind of psyched out by the Emperor Forgotten Torch and felt that he needed to heal because of
Yeah.
the Emperor having been dropped with what 18 cards drawn from the deck at
Mm-hmm.
22 health. With Blood Mage Thanos, like 22 health, things get really dangerous. So
But I think he could have healed and popped, and then
yes,
and then you leave the Emperor. Well, and then he could have devolved the Emperor.
yep,
It's awkward, but you definitely have to force the pop there, just because in case your opponent doesn't have second ice block, you just win next turn.
right. Yes, that's it's a
Yeah,
really really big deal. A sweep for Hearthstone Academy in a tied series. Now it's
yeah,
6 to
that's
10.
huge for them.
Hearthstone Academy is up 10 points to 6, and let's see who's left to play. Who's
So
left to play is Super Sam and Brewski.
yeah, and then
Su-
me, myself, and I, and Houdini.
And me, myself, and I. Just if PR difference means anything, me, myself, and I, especially with the success of this, should be favored against Houdini by some amount.
Yep. Yeah, and Hearthstone Academy just needs one more win now.
And Brewski's done really well all season. Super
He
Sam
has the best record out of any one seed.
Super Sam is Super Sam. So the one seed match might be a toss up.
Yeah,
So we'll have to
I
see.
think so.
Because whoever
Mhm.
does this, they get to represent the yellow, who has been. I think both Hearthstone Academy and Parallax have this in common, where they had to take many weeks to rise in the ranks of the power rankings to really get any respect, and they might just find themselves to be a champion. At the end
Right.
of it.
Yeah. I mean, Hearthstone Academy this is their first team in the leagues. First rookie
Yes.
teams usually don't get much respect in the power rankings and usually don't find much success, but they are proving to be the exception.
Continuum.
Oh man.
It was a good time.
Very good times.
All right, yeah, but that's
Yeah.
going to be it. If matches are happening tomorrow and people want them streamed, just shout it out on the Facebook page. Maybe someone will do it. But until then, I think that's going to be all for us.
Yeah. There's some good matches tonight.
Yeah, really interesting decks. These people, you can tell. You might question some of these decks, but you can really tell that people abusing creativity and bringing off the beaten path decks are where they are in the semifinals for a reason. It might seem strange,
Yeah.
but there's a method to this madness, and yeah, it's really cool.
Mhm.
All right, well, bye. We'll see where we are in the finals.
Bye.